DFS.
What's up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the Wise Take NBA DFS podcast. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And as usual, I'm joined by the GOAT, the true OG, aka Swaggy PD, Mr. Paulie D. You can find him on Twitter at Paulie with 8 Ds. Swaggy P, anointed by the nation. And I didn't even give you that one. Like, the nation gave you that one. Paulie D, what's happening, bro? How you doing?
What is happening? We are 3 days away from the Marcus Boogie Cousins debut, supposedly.
For real?
Yeah. The 18th is his target, and it is the 15th. So.
Wow. Boogie.
Yeah.
Boogie.
It's probably going to be Friday. I think the 18th is Friday.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boogie.
Yeah.
Boogie
Looking good tonight, too. Looking good.
Yeah, looking good.
Need Drew Holiday and AD to just keep going.
Keep going. Let's go. Let's go.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Real quick, fuck you to Marcus Morris and a bigger fuck you to Gordon Hayward.
Gordon Hayward.
Just had to get that off my chest before we went into, I felt myself getting a little loose and goofier, and I had to make sure I got that out right quick. You know what I'm saying? Now I can just chill. Let's go. Let's go.
Drew Holiday, another point without him being involved. Just frustrating.
Just learn from James Harden and possess the ball every time.
Every possession, yeah. Come on.
It's like a branding thing. Take the basketball, brand it, and pass it to whoever you want to score the basket.
Dude, so I said today, I was like, James Harden's going to have to score 60% of his team's points. I'm pretty sure he did. What did he end up with? He had 57. They had 112. So he was 52% of their total scoring.
Yeah, and and then if you account for the points he was involved in, you know what I'm saying? You're there,
Yeah. Two assists, 9 rebounds. Assists were low today.
Oh yeah, assists were low. But one thing that was interesting that you had brought up before the show was how concentrated the ownership really was.
Oh my goodness!
Right,
yeah.
On both sites, they were just they were. It's not a 3-game slate. It's a 6-game slate.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've never seen anyone as high as Terry Rozier, and really AD at 80% on FanDuel. That was ridiculous. But Terry Rozier over 90% on both sites. Whoa.
Yeah.
Like you said, it wasn't a 3-game slate. This was a 6-game slate.
Yeah.
The chalk has been hitting so fucking hard in NBA that the masses are just jumping on whatever that best optimal play is. A guy that's jumping into the starting role, underpriced, and it's just and then the studs Harden and AD are just mega chalk.
Yeah, man. It's from a basketball perspective, it's awesome. Harden, you're playing extremely well. But from a DFS perspective, it's will you stop? It's just you know what I'm saying? Bro, chill, man. I'm starting to develop this hate for you, and I don't want to hate you because you're a damn good basketball player. But yeah, I got that. That's on me though. I got to take a step back and relax. And
there's people in the chat saying the same thing. They're when is Chris Paul and Eric Gordon?
I know,
coming
please.
back?
And Capella, the worst timing in the world, dude. You could have at least waited for one of those guys to come back. What happened to Eric Gordon and Chris Paul? At this point, I don't even remember what they were hurt. I don't remember. I don't remember how long they were supposed to be out. I don't remember what they hurt, when they got hurt. Is this going to be it until the All-Star break? It's just the James Harden show every other day.
Probably.
Yeah.
But the good thing is they just got through a 4-6, and I think it feels like they've been on the slate every day, and they pretty much have. But we probably won't get a ton of them the next week or so. The way the scheduling works.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. Anyway, we have ourselves a 6-game slate again. There we go. 6. They're, 6. One number less than Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
6, an even number. 6, the same number of games we had today. So we get a second crack, right? You're actually doing pretty good. You got a little sweat going. I ain't trying to jinx the man, so I'm not gonna wood. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but for me, I'm looking to capitalize on a different 6-game slate. This 6-game slate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have Jimmy Butler and the 76ers hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. Andrew Wiggins, Carl Anthony Towns, aka Pussycat, going to see Jimmy Buckets. The Jimmy Buckets, who supposedly beat these guys with the all scrub unit. And not only did he beat these guys, but he didn't score 1 point supposedly, or he didn't take one shot supposedly.
Took like one shot, yeah, something like that.
And he beat these guys in practice. And Cat did not like the man. Wiggins did not like the man. Butler did not like any of them. So that's kind of interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, no. I mean, anytime you're gonna have extra motivation that comes from like a point of hatred, like that's great for middle of the road NBA. Like,
that's great.
I'm definitely interested in guys that are definitely gonna be motivated. Like, what happened to Boston today? Like that team went deep into the playoffs last year. Like I know like Kyrie and Smart were there, but they got smoked by the Nets. They took it off.
They just sucked.
That ain't gonna happen tomorrow. Not in that game. So that's definitely interesting. And like I overlooked that when I was quickly glancing through the slate, and I was that game's got a high total, but I like some of this other stuff. But now like I'm intrigued by that game a lot. So
buckets.
Buckets.
So before we go into the positions, I'm just gonna ask you, like, Cat's been playing really well.
Yeah.
Is this a situation, like, it's your first look? I ain't trying to put you on the spot, but is this a situation where like you may play Wiggins and like Teague is supposed to play actually, but like, could you consider playing both Wiggins and Cat, or do you have to pick one, and if that's the case, which one?
All right, so on FanDuel, Cat is the highest center, more than Embiid, more than Jokic. He's 11-2.
Damn. 11-2 for Cat.
For Cat, yeah. Like, we're hitting new highs, baby. And let's see what Wiggins is 7K on FanDuel. Cat on DraftKings is 10-2. A lot more affordable. And Swiggins is 6'5". So 6'5", yeah. So I mean, I think it just makes more sense to play them both on FanDuel. Like Wiggins at 6'5", especially versus 7K on FanDuel. Like maybe he'll get a couple threes. Like won't get penalized for turnovers. Doubt he emerges in double-double territory, but the 500 discount, and then the Cat 1,000 cheaper, where you can get double-double, maybe triple-double if things go real crazy, but at least double-double, and he can be a guy that gets blocked. So like on FanDuel, he's interesting too, but like 1,000 more over there, So like I think it's a DraftKings play, and Jimmy Butler's cheaper there. So I think like that game you attack over there if you play both sites, but I think 11-2 is probably too high on FanDuel, in my opinion.
I hear you. And like I took we took a glance at FanDuel a little bit, and there's not as many like dirt cheap punts like there have been lately. Like Rayshawn Holmes' price came up, and some of these guys that like they had never moved their price, like they finally did. At least I think so. Yeah, that makes sense. On FanDuel, it may be harder to get like the peak guys. Like, if Harden was on this slate, maybe it would have been a little bit harder to get his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, or at least with AD.
We didn't have Terry Rozier at this point last night either. Like, who knows?
Something could happen. That's true. Right. That's true. I mean, I think did Rose get hurt in that last game too? I know Teague did, but I feel like Tyus Jones ended up playing a lot.
Yeah. So, Yeah, so Tyus Jones closed because T got hurt, but also Derrick Rose didn't play that game either. So yeah,
Okay, he didn't play. Okay.
that's that is certainly out there too.
Hmm. All right, let's take a look at point guards, Paulie. As we usually do,
Okay.
stay above 5K. Who are the guys standing out to you in the first look?
All right. Steph at 9-9 against Denver. He seems to just kind of be in his zone shooting wise. He had 11 threes the other night. Denver takes pride against Golden State. It's in Denver. Like, he'd be different, and that's interesting. Um, it's another game that I kind of like, and I think this slate is kind of going to become a handful of different game stacks. So I do kind of like that. And Jamal Murray in the same game, although, like, things are getting kind of clustered, but there is a world where he gets hot, although I think that I end up retracting that statement. Chris Dunn, I really like the idea of stacking that Chicago Lakers game on DraftKings. So, like, there's like a mid-tier DraftKings only kind of play that I'm definitely interested in. Same goes for Lonzo Ball in the same game. Um, Hassan Whiteside missed the last Miami game. If he's out with an illness again, Justice Winslow at 6'5" would be in play. I don't mind Trae Young at 6'2" against OKC, but I think I like a lot of things better on this slate that I won't end up there. Josh Hart at 5'2", he's point guard eligible on DK, and that brings us down to 5. But there's some stuff that's interesting in there. Derrick Rose actually may play tomorrow too. That could kind of hinder some of the options in that game too if he were to be back.
Yes. Yes, this is true. It just occurred to me how many good games we had. I kind of did the same thing you did. Like, we
Yeah,
talked a little bit about the Lakers and Chicago before the show, and we're like, that game looks cool because probably stay close because they both suck. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then I had realized I had brought up Butler's playing these guys holes, and
yeah,
and then it's like, oh shit, there's Westbrook against Atlanta, which Atlanta is, as much of it's always a risk. If it, when it pays off, it usually pays off pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah.
and they've been playing well lately. And then Golden State and Denver. Like, Denver is a tough place to play. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
they teams, like, they don't get blown out very often in Denver. And it's Golden State, so you would think they would be competitive. So another pretty good game, man. And Jokic's been on a
Yeah,
tear. You had mentioned before the show, and yeah, he has. And Golden State's been ass against centers. Like, wow. Like, there's a kind of a
and that
juicy
OKC
slate.
Atlanta game is the highest totaled one, and it's
Yeah.
only a 9-point spread. Like, Atlanta's at home, they've been sort of competitive. I mean, that's probably my least favorite of the group you just mentioned,
Right.
but yes, like you said, if it does take it off pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the same dudes, man. Steph Curry at 9-9. I think he's only like 10 something on FanDuel too, so it's not out of reach. He just went for 70, I think, or something
He
like
won
that.
someone on our squad, 11K yesterday.
Yes, he
You know,
did. Yes, he did. He did win someone from the Wise Take Nation, 11K. That was pretty dope.
yeah.
Um, Jamal Murray, I don't mind as much, assuming that Gary Harris plays. I would think, and the only reason I even think about that is because I'm wondering, sort of make sure that Steph Curry is the one guarding Murray. As long as Steph Curry is the one guarding him, I think it's fine. But if they
Mhm.
are going to try to put Clay on him because they have no threat, but they will between Beasley and yeah, they'll have some. I mean, what do you think? Do you think? What do you think they would put Curry on Murray?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool. So if they're gonna do that, then yeah, I can go for some Jamal Murray. And
yeah,
then, like you said, all the that whole Laker game, the Laker Chicago game, they're all priced in that mid tier beautiful thing. Like, if no value opens up and you just need a nice mid tier game stack, and you don't really love the studs, like all these guys, man, Levine, Chris Dunn, and I think they're priced kind of the same way on FanDuel. The only problem is on FanDuel, like, we're so programmed to go to the stars and scrubs that initially we're like, well, I don't want a balanced build over there, but it's something you have if you don't get the right if you don't get the right stuff opening up. But right now, I'm with you. I'm definitely thinking more on a DraftKings basis because we can go mid tier and balance there. Usually, I have interest there, and all the prices look pretty good, man. Winslow, man, that's a dude I can never really figure out, right? Like, he's been playing really well,
Yeah,
and
real good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he's been playing well, and I just don't know when he's gonna get
His minutes
34.
are the most secure on that team too. Like they're playing him in a close game. That I think you can take to the bank at this point.
I mean, like that's what you think, and then he plays Denver and he gets 23 minutes, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And then you back up, and then he plays 32 minutes and smashes, and 34 minutes and smashes, and it's like. So, am I just the asshole? Because I happened to play him one day. He got the 43, and I don't even play him. I'm just putting myself in the perspective of
Right.
of the players and listeners. But and now he's 6'5".
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened at them.
Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. And they're playing Milwaukee. He's being paced up, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was basically saying, "Oh, what the hell? Trae Young is he's a punk ass, blah blah blah, whatever else I was saying." And then, you pointed out to me that he's actually been balling again, and I'm like, "Where the hell have I been?" But he has,
Yeah.
man. He's it's fairly loaded. Jeff Teague. I mean, let's be real. If you like that game, whether you like Wiggins or Cat, you got to think Teague is going to get him have some piece in that. Problem is. This dude, I don't know if he's hurt or not. Even if he plays, he hurt his ankle with 21 minutes, and he got 21 minutes, hurt his ankle, and then didn't come back. But you mentioned that he didn't go to the locker room. So what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? You hurt? You're not hurt?
That was a frustrating one, right? Sweating that, because once a guy goes to the locker room, you're like, all right, I'm dead, or you'll be like, I hope he comes back, but your frame of mind changes to all right, I'm ruined. But game's going, he comes out to the normal time. It comes into the fourth. Tyus Jones is playing well, but it's a close game, and it's all right, 7-minute mark, he hasn't checked in yet. 6-minute mark, he hasn't checked in yet. 5-minute mark, what's going on? 4-minute, 3-minute, 2, game ends, and he just doesn't come back in, and you're like. You had a sweat and it just died. It just hit the wall, and those are frustrating.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely frustrating.
Especially when you play.
Oh my god.
You want that? He got hurt. What am I gonna do?
Oh yeah,
no.
It happens. Yeah, I mean, no, absolutely, man. I mean, my court today was pretty chalky. It was, and I explained recently in one of my articles that right now we're going through this phase of chalk smashing. So that's why I'm recommending so many chalk players. And today it was. Yeah, right.
Smashing.
Right, yeah, that's just what it is. You gotta roll the punches, and it is. It's just the combination gotta be perfect. That's the problem. Yeah, man. I mean, you know what? Gordon Hayward played 24 minutes. How was I supposed to know he was gonna fucking just not do anything and play terribly? And Marcus Morris been playing well. How we were supposed to know that he's every once in a while it happens. That's the variance factor. He's gonna project well in those spots every time, and unfortunately, he just sucked one. And the Teague situation is worse because it's not about a performance. You had the performance was there. It was about this ankle injury that you don't even know if he had. How bad was it? How bad was this? Was this he hurt his ankle? All right, let's just just sit down. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, that's on the coach. And it's beef.
Right. I don't like that stuff.
No. How about Brad Stevens today playing his own second unit? I mean, I understood from a real basketball perspective, you can't be mad at the coach because he's stuck with the guys that were bringing him back. They were getting destroyed. He brought in the second unit guys, and they started smashing. Tatum had a great game. What's his name? What the hell?
Baker.
Jaylen Brown. Oh yeah, him too. But Jaylen Brown had a good game, and the youngins. We had talked, about anyway. Like from a fantasy perspective, I was like, Brad Stevens, you bastard. But in reality, from a real basketball perspective, like, man, hey, stick it to those guys. You play like shit, you will ride the bench. Yes. You play like shit, you will ride the bench. But then I have like the little devil in my ear saying, man, fuck you, Brad Stevens. You couldn't have put in Rozier at least, motherfucker. Or fuck Rozier, he was 100% on anyway. But you couldn't have put in Marcus Morris or Hayward. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But what were we talking about? Value Town. I think it's time for Value Town. Yes.
Yeah.
Value Town.
About yeah. Shift back away from my Drew Holiday watch. Jeremy Lin 4-4 against OKC, probable. Yes, 4-4. Don't know what he is on FanDuel. Probably much more expensive. What is this little injury tag next to Corey Joseph? He's questionable to face the Suns on Tuesday. If he were to get ruled out, Aaron Holiday, Darren Collison become interesting. TJ McConnell, 3-7. He's just kind of in play every day right now. Like, even if they are full strength, less if they're full strength, but that's in the world, and I believe that is all down here. I don't think anything else is really drawing my interest.
Yeah, man, I think I'm not really seeing anything too great. Maybe Monte Morris if Gary Harris come back yet or not? Like, has he been back? No, right? He hasn't played since the 7th. So no, he's been out. Oh yeah, Barton is here. How many minutes did Barton play? 15?
Not enough, but it's coming.
14? Yeah, it's coming. It's definitely, and that was a back-to-back. That like that, yeah. So that was that many minutes spread over a back-to-back. So something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Holiday. This game is basically tied now.
Holiday.
Drew Holiday got 44.5 on FD.
You mentioned McConnell. On FanDuel, you could take a chance on some of these guys, like George Hill as a potential punt and just be like expecting that drop score, or even like Tyler Johnson if you wanted a little bit more upside. He's just played like complete shit, but he's 4K on FanDuel. A lot of these guys are priced up to where like you don't want them to be your punt. Like Jeremy Lin, I do like on both sides, but I think he's 4.7 over there. So he's priced at a point where, like, if you're playing him, like, you don't want him. You don't want him to be your drop score. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want him to come through and do the dirty. You're just trying to save some money to get that dirty done. So, yeah, I do like Jeremy Lin as well. But the value isn't as prominent as it was earlier or yesterday, or, you know what I mean? Show is for, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's officially today.
Yeah, it is officially today. For me, please. Paulie, move us over to shooting guards. What you see over there?
Shut up. Alright. Shooting guard. Oh yeah, I'm filtered for value. And there's a couple interesting shooting guard value plays, but Devin Booker, first game back, 8,400. I doubt it on this slate. Victor Oladipo, though, is 7,800. That is going to be a yes, and I'll take anybody out for Indiana we can get. Like, even if it's Corey Joseph, every little bit helps when you're looking for that Victor Oladipo ceiling, and I don't know what Miles Turner's status is. We'll have to see when we get to center. Jimmy Butler, 7,600. Definitely interested. When that guy's motivated, I definitely want a piece of him. You already mentioned Zach LaVine at point guard. I agree. Brandon Ingram. Man, if it's not Steph, then 6,600, like a $3,300 discount for Klay Thompson, that's appealing. I don't even care if Gary Harris is back. When Klay Thompson's hot, he's hot. He's been playing really well lately. Malcolm Brogdon, he just seems to go for 30 plus every day lately. I don't mind him, but I doubt on this slate I get to him. There's a lot to like on this slate. This is a juicy slate. Will Barton, 5K against Golden State. Like, I don't even need to look. I know he's got great history against Golden State. And, like, any just indication of 25 or more minutes, and I'm on that. Like, please give me Gary Harris out and Will Barton, who in his last 4 or 5 games against Golden State, and there's more below with 50s, but just the last 4 out of 5, he went for 32, 10, 39, 41, and 51. Like at 5x, obviously, I'm at 5K. The 10 you won't take, but everything else is 6.5 through 10x. Like, just give me 25 or more minutes, and I'm in on that. And that is 5K.
Man, I was looking hard, and right now it is the night before, but I don't see anybody else that I want to play more than Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah.
Right? Like on DraftKings, he's 7'6". On FanDuel, I'm gonna check what he is right now. He is 8'2", and that is just fine and dandy. Especially looking at the shooting guard position. On FanDuel, he's my favorite by far. On DraftKings, Oladipo at 7'8" is definitely very, very cheap. But on FanDuel, you got Booker, Oladipo, Butler. And they're all like 8'5", 8'3", 8'2". So, yeah. I like buckets on both sides. It's official. Both sides.
Yeah.
I endorse this.
No.
Yes.
He could go 60 tomorrow. He really could in a close game.
Yes. And like you talked about Wiggins before, and I hate Wiggins. Like I really don't like playing this guy. Like look at his game logs. He's like really hit tournament value once, and when he did, he smashed. But if there was going to be another spot for him to do it, this would be the spot. Mainly not because of the narrative, even just because that's where Philly sucks. Like we've seen Devin Booker drop 60 on these dudes. Like they really are bad against shooting guards. So
Yep.
this
I
would
will
be,
say that I do like his shot attempts since the coaching change.
yeah, true. Good point.
You know,
Good point.
like prior to that, there was people out and stuff, but still, even with Derrick Rose and 3/4 of Jeff Teague, 21 shots, like
Yeah.
17. So I will say, like at 6'5" on DK, maybe, you know what I mean? Like if you're stacking that game,
Yeah.
7K on FanDuel, I don't think we can do that.
Yeah. No. I'm with you. Because like Levine is 6'8" anyway, and he looks like he's in a pretty dope spot here against the Lakers in LA. We got some options. We do. Huerter is 5'5". Wow. On FanDuel, that is. That is. Take us down to Value Town. What you see down there?
Wayne Wade, 4,900. If I can avoid the carousel of the Miami Heat minute situation, I will. Josh Richardson did not practice today, knee tendonitis. So, like, if he's out, I'm gonna like my boy Dwayne Wade, and I'm gonna like my boy Deion Waiters. Deion Waiters at 3-7 against a team inviting threes. Yes, please. With Josh Richardson out. DeAndre Bembry, as long as actually Taurean Prince did play like 10 or 15 minutes, so that's what he was like projected to be limited to. I'm not sure what he played, but we got to see if people are in and out, you know. But he could definitely be. I could see him doing well in a fast-paced game against OKC. There could be steals out there. Russ Westbrook could be turned over, and Bembry's the kind of guy who can like get 3 to 5 steals in a game. I guess if Richardson out, then Tyler Johnson at 4K probably becomes interesting too, especially against a team inviting threes. Like when he gets hot from outside, he can make value there. I think that's really it that I'm really seeing here. But those are a couple pretty interesting ones.
Yeah, man. I definitely like the Dwayne Wade call. What is he, 4'9" on DraftKings?
Yeah.
He's just been playing well in this role. Like Dion Wood, and at this point, Miami's rotation is pretty deep, but he seems to be the most solidified in a competitive game. This should be a playoff type atmosphere. If Miami considers themselves playoff contenders, they understand that Milwaukee is a team that is contending in the East. So I would expect Wade to get some opportunity to play in a high profile-ish game. I do like that. You mentioned DeAndre Bembry at 4-5. As long as the injuries, I know you mentioned Taurean Prince. You said he came back or he's almost back?
I'm pretty sure the last game he played, and he had like a 15-minute limit or something like that. But I'll
I
check.
thought so too. I got it right here. Yeah, he played 11 minutes. Played
Oh,
11
wow.
minutes on the 13th. So I would assume that he's still going to be like, you don't go from 11 to 35 usually. So I'm assuming that he's gonna be eased back in. I think like you said, we can still take a look at Mr. DeAndre Bembry here. Um, yeah, I don't see too many. I mean, Deion Waiters at 3 Sam. It's a good price to take a chance on DraftKings, but it is a chance because the rotation is so deep. I dislike Miami as an organization, as a Knicks fan, but also like for DFS purposes.
Yeah.
Just just a nightmare, and they're too deep for their coach to decide. And don't get me wrong, I see what he's going up against. Like you got like Derrick Jones Jr., who like how do you not want to play him? At the same time, you got Necktat, who's still balling. Like how do you not want to play him? Like you got all these dudes, you know what I'm saying? And so I understand, but from our standpoint, it just sucks and puts us in a shitty situation, not knowing like which guy we can count on. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 3-7 for Deion Waiters, a guy that was supposed to be a big part of their future that's now having a hard time finding a spot in the rotation. It is what it is, but I'm willing to take a chance. It's a really low price. Take us over to small forwards, Paulie. What you got over there?
What I got is Drew Holiday, 2 assists away from the dub at 47.75. Doing it.
Sam.
Where we at? Small forward, all the way up Tippy. See what we got. Well, we know we got Giannis while the page loads against Miami, especially if there's no Hassan. I got interest. He's 11-2 on DK. Not sure what the FanDuel price is, but maybe. I think that at this point, I haven't found a ton of value that I love that would say, like, go get Giannis. And that game is not as interesting as some others. Like, I think I'd rather play Paul George at 9-2. Although, yeah, I'm cool with Paul George at 9-2. I got Kyle Kuzma at 7-3 I like. Um, we already talked about Wiggins. We got TJ Warren, who's 6'2 on DK against Indiana. He's got his buddy Booker back, who maybe, is like, I'm going to do this facilitation role first game back, like which he did when he was easing himself back from injury last time. Kind of like got everyone else around him doing better. Thad Young is a forward against Phoenix Suns at 5'8". Like, I can do that. Not playing Kelly Oubre at 5'2" with my boy back Booker, and that is it. But a couple ones that are pretty nice in there.
Yeah, I think Kevin Durant's in the conversation regarding that Denver game. I know he's usually like right now he's like not like you probably want to play Steph first, and if you don't like Steph, then Clay's probably like we're thinking. But Durant at 9-7 is going to be pretty low, and I think he's in a pretty good spot. The issue is you do have Ben Simmons and Paul George that are pretty close to him. You have an opportunity to play Butler here. I think Kuzma is also in an interesting spot. You would fit that game stack really nicely. I know his last game didn't go so well as chalk, but I'm curious to see what the ownership on these Lakers are this time. Like the prices haven't moved a ton, but last time none of them really smashed value either, except for like, I think Ball had a good game, and even him, he kind of barely got determined value. So I'm curious if people ride it or hop off because we have other games with higher totals. This total is not that high, like you mentioned. So I'm curious to see what happens there. But on paper, it's a good spot for Kuzma, and it's a good spot for marketing on the other side of that, which we'll talk about more when we get to power forward. But TJ Warren's price on both sites is low, and I know Booker's coming back, but not for nothing, but he hasn't had a good game since Booker left. So I'm starting to think that maybe with this new young team, these young pieces, he's having a hard time to like doing. Maybe he does need Booker on the court to kind of take pressure off him. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we saw when Booker got hurt that day, we saw him just flip a switch and just kind of take over, and it looked like that's what was going to happen. And then the next, he just didn't have it. I guess he tried, but he like stopped doing everything else and just started chucking up bad shots more. That's basically what he started doing. But you know, Sam.
Yeah.
So that's it.
All
Let's take it down to Value Town. What you got down there?
Yeah. Yikes. If Josh Richardson is out, I'm curious to see what this guy is on FanDuel too. But Derek Jones Jr. Like him in this game against Milwaukee. Actually, if he's going to get minutes, he's 4-3 on DraftKings. Kind of hoping he's cheaper on FanDuel, but that usually doesn't go my way. If Corey Joseph is ruled out, I think Tyreek Evans at 3.8 becomes kind of interesting. Corey Joseph does like kind of take up some usage on that second unit, and Aaron Holiday would if it moved to him, but like Tyreek's been playing kind of well lately, you know. So there's blowout run and something like that against Phoenix, although he doesn't always get that. But maybe without Corey Joseph, he'd be more likely to get that. So he's in play down there at 3.8. If he's that price on FanDuel, that's a punt you could do all the time. But after that, man, I don't see nothing down here, man. This is a weak position for value, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Andre,
it's like kind of
$1, 3.9.
It's like kind of forcing. It's like making another case. The night before, we'll see what opens up. But as of right now, it's just making a stronger case for those like a balanced game stack, like that Lakers Chicago game. And you know, obviously, you find a way to play buckets. That's a priority. But you know, from there, it just seems like a balanced approach might be better. Because I don't love the value that we're seeing. You know, on FanDuel. I'm a little concerned. I haven't even looked. I'm gonna look at small forward down there and see if I see anybody. Usually, there's somebody that just pops out right away that I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? And oof, it's rough. I think it's not pretty. I'm like, I forgot what I say. Yeah, I don't remember. It was like a moment thing. You know, like when there's things you don't really notice that you do, you don't realize you do, and like you don't know when you're doing them.
I didn't really ask.
Yeah, like, what is? Yeah, like I only do it when I'm like not conscious of it. You know, like that time it just kind of flowed. If you put me on that spot, I cannot reproduce. You know what I'm saying? The content the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Derek Jones Jr. at 4.6. I think Beasley is a guy that on FanDuel I like to play. The downside, he may only get 7 minutes. The plus side is he may put up a 12 in them 7 minutes, and if he does get more than 7 minutes, he may smash. And he's playing a terrible defense, so he's a guy on FanDuel I don't mind punting. I prefer him to be mid-price, and he's not. But I'm looking at like the real mid-price guys, and I don't see a whole ton here. Maybe like a Chandler Hutchinson actually at 3.7. That looks like a pretty decent play at small forward as a potential punt. Actually, I do think I kind of like that. We got Lance do the dirty dance. Problem is, his minutes are not like they don't see what we see. They don't see what we see. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't get it. They don't understand what Lance does from a fantasy perspective. They don't give a shit, obviously, in reality, but they don't see it.
How about
They
don't see it in Lance at all. How about Mikal Bridges at 39?
I'm cool with it. I mean, Booker's back, so I'm a little concerned. Like he already wasn't shooting a ton, so like I'm a little bit. You know what? He seems kind of safe, honestly. You kind of know what he's gonna get you. Like he does have upside. Like once in a while, when he's hot, he can get it for you. But at the very least, like his floor, like for the most part, he's proven to have a decent floor. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with that at 3.9. But I will say this: Hutchinson would get you exposure to that Laker game. And his minutes have looked good, and like he's been like sort of trending up. Like you know how guys got to learn how to play with those minutes. You know what I'm saying? And like if he's your drop scorer,
give him a shot. Like they're behind him. So
right?
I'm with you on that.
And he's only 3.7. So if he is on FanDuel, you know, shitty, he drops, and you're just like, appreciate it. Yeah. Power forwards, Paulie.
Just like appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna put FanDuel right here. Yeah, so nothing new up top to speak of. Can you check Miles Turner for me real quick? Like, I'm just curious. I got Sabonis at 7.9 on both sites, and I mean, if Turner's
Turner
back,
is
that's just a,
questionable. It says he's questionable.
but
He got
honestly,
nerve pain.
that yeah, that's high. Like, I guess on DK you could do it, but that would probably demand like a stack. Like, you just really gonna one off Sabonis at 7-9 against Phoenix? Like, that's up there. Like, you don't go for 50 all that often just yet. Um, John Collins is 8-4 on FanDuel and 7-5 on DraftKings. Like, I'll play him on DraftKings if he's all good to go. Draymond Green's got a little injury. Dez, what's this thing say? Returned after tweaking his left knee on Sunday. All right, so he's probably fine. 6-3 against Denver. I could see that. Millsap, 6K against Golden State. I could see that. Wendell Carter Jr., 5-3 against the Lakers. This guy's shown some big upside. He's like always at 5K. And that is all.
Paul George, I don't even know if I talked about him at small forward, but I'll talk about him real quick. I think that if that game were to stay close, this is an awesome spot. It does kind of feel like a game stack or leave it situation. I feel like if that's staying, well, I guess Schroeder is the guy that, like, if anything, you grab from there, right? Like, yeah.
I think he's under 5K. He just had a huge game.
Did he? Did he
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Because I know they played Atlanta, but have they been in Atlanta yet?
Oh, I don't know about Atlanta, but the other day he was like 4-8 and he went for like 30 something. The other day.
Yeah, he
He's
went for
coming.
30 CM against the Spurs.
Yeah.
He was
We totally missed.
chalky. He was chalky in the first
Yeah.
one, and then like he busted, and then the second time it was a bigger slate, so nobody played him, and he smashed.
Yeah. That was it.
This is glorious. Like he went to that was the tour overtime game or whatever against San Antonio. He only got a 23 and he was chalk that day. And then like the next time, no chalk, no ownership, and he goes for 30 stamp.
But he is 5-4 on DK, 5-3 on FanDuel. Like totally missed him.
Yeah, me too. But I just realized like I missed I was just like Atlanta in Atlanta.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yum. Come get you some.
Talk
You know what
about
I'm saying?
motivation.
Yeah, motivation. He's motivated AF. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Lowry Mark, he's 6'4", 6'1" on DK. Like, I could do that too.
for sure.
Got him. Missed that.
For sure, man. Marketing 6'1" fits the build perfectly for that balanced game stack ish thing. Paul Millsap right under him at 6K, also kind of interesting here. We got some options. You mentioned Sabonis. I do like that tournament because his price is so up, and we prefer Miles Turner out for sure. But even if Turner plays, if there's any kind of limitation, I could roll the dice. But we definitely want Turner out, and I mean that issue sounds a lot more serious than I actually thought it was. I knew it was shoulder pain. I didn't realize it was a nerve issue, and he's already dealing with like the faceplate thing. So maybe they do give him some time off to just kind of recuperate. And if they do, it's just Sabonis' team at that point. He's just awesome. We talked about a lot of these guys already at small forward, but yeah, there's options here, man. The slate is fairly loaded from a game stack perspective and from the options available perspective. Take us down to Value Town.
So Rayshawn Holmes is 4-6 on FanDuel. That's brutal, but 4K on DraftKings. Double territory if the center gets in trouble guarding Sabonis. Like, they'll be thrilled to just throw Rayshawn in for big minutes. So I can get behind that. You talked about Hutchinson on FanDuel. He's 3-6 on DK. Like, maybe it makes sense to look at him over there as well. Then it gets ugly, just like it did at small forward. I don't see much more, do you? What? Damn. You weren't joking when you said this slate was starving for value. I mean, maybe Nectat at 3-9. Josh Richardson being out would definitely support that cause.
Ooh. You want motivation for that ass? Dario Saric.
Yeah, against Philly.
Let's go, bitch. Let's go, bitch.
Yeah.
Beast mode, Dario. Beast mode, Dario.
So tired, though.
I I mean, I'm he's 4'6", and the man played 16 minutes and 19 minutes his last 2 games, so not exactly the same situation. But we can get excited though. You know what I mean? Like we can get excited for it anyway.
Is punt? What's he on FanDuel? Can we punt him at least?
We could probably punt his bitch ass. Yeah, he's 3-9 over there, man. That's FanDuel City all day, man. I get my Dario on FanDuel 3-9. And if you suck, you drop off my team. Hopefully. Because when he sucks, you better hope he's your low scorer. Because you get a couple of those and you are fucked. Like you are ruined. you are just
ruined.
You are just ruined. Yeah, man. There's not a ton, man. Neck tat. I would love to play this dude. I'm assuming Whiteside's gonna be back, right?
Oh, Holiday, don't be missing threes. I don't know. Free throws.
I'm pretty sure.
It says that he's not even on the injury report.
Yeah, okay, so he's fine. He's fine. Going back to what I was saying about Johnson is the minutes are you just can't. But yeah, there's not a ton of value that I see here that I like. On FanDuel, Dario Saric, though, that was a pretty cool discovery. I think that gives us hope. At least for now, maybe. Rayshawn Holmes on DraftKings. They finally raised his price. Those bastards. I loved playing him at 3.8. It was nice. Looking more and more like a balanced thing. Move us over to centers, Paul. They go all the way through. What you see?
There's a lot at center to talk about at the top. So let's just see what these dudes are on DraftKings, por favor. But, I mean, on FanDuel, it's like Cat, Jokic, Embiid, 11-1, 11-1, 11-2. So that is just like a discussion of its own, in my opinion. Let's see what these guys are on DraftKings. 10-5, 10-3, and 10-2 in the exact opposite order. Interesting. I mean, legitimately, all 3 of these guys are in play. I think, like, these are probably the best expensive plays on the slate right here. Like, Steph Curry's nice, and, like, we talked about a couple other guys. Like, I don't even, like, Paul George is like 1,000 cheaper. I don't even kind of count him in this category. Like, if you're paying all the way up, I mean, we got Giannis at small forward, but he's like another level. I think you're going to one of these 3 bigs, and maybe on DraftKings you try to get 2 of them, but, I like these 3 guys a lot. I'm not going to pick which one right now. Like, they're just all really in play. I guess if I had to choose, I would say, like, Towns or Jokic, because Embiid, I'm going to, like, hope that he cedes to Jimmy Butler and has his, like, standing out on the corner and bitching kind of game. But in a stack, like, you're just hoping that they all go off and it goes to quadruple overtime. Then we take the elevator down to the 8K range. Even lower, really, when you're just talking about center. DeAndre Ayton, 7-1 with no Miles Turner on DraftKings. Like, maybe. I doubt it. I don't think I'm going to go all the way up. I don't trust this on Whiteside's minutes. I mean, JaVale McGee is the first name that I'm actually truly interested in. I already talked about Wendell Carter. Dwayne Dedmon's going to be out for Atlanta, too, so that kind of helps the case of Collins, and means we got to consider Alex Len at 4-1 on DraftKings and 4-3 on FanDuel. Viable on both sites. Where's Kylo Quinn? CK013 with Turner out, there's the potential for him to play. Not glorious, but it's potential. And I think that's all.
Montrezl is my motherfucking dude.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Man, that's my dude. I love that guy.
You got a 2-point game. You got a 2-point game with 13 seconds to go. Somebody's gonna be shooting free throws for the wrong team. It's 8D. He's hit his first of 2, but get this game overtime.
That would be a magical thing. It would be a magic moment on the Wise DFS podcast. All right, centers. Yeah, looking at it on DraftKings, I'm with you. I think I choose Jokic or Towns over Embiid, and that's more so a hoping thing, hoping that Jimmy Butler just balls the fuck out and just takes all the usage and just does the dirty. To Wiggins and Cat, and plus Jokic because he's been playing well, and Golden State's been terrible against centers. He's also at home where he's played better, and then Towns because of this narrative, right? Like we like Butler so much. The only thing with Towns is like Towns has been known to be a P at times, so like you think the motivation's going to be there, but maybe he'd be better, not getting booed in Philly. I don't know, but either way, he's in the conversation. I don't know, maybe his feelings get hurt or some shit. I don't know. I mean Kawhi Leonard, man, like that guy has like a crazy evil laugh, and like you think like, oh, this guy must be like but like pretty interesting guy. And one thing that you found out that I didn't expect is, he's emotional. He's really emotional. My man, when he went to San Antonio, he got all emotional and shut down, and his team got his ass kicked by the Spurs. We also learned that day that DeRozan was a true alpha, a true G, certified NBA style. So Towns, we have to kind of see. Let's see what you could do, Towns. Going up against buckets, you're coming off some pretty big mud-sucking games. Let's see what you could do, motherfucker.
Who would you say is more likely to choke there?
Oh, definitely Towns. Yeah. Choke, choking on big D's, yeah. Yeah, definitely Towns.
Like the Kawhi, just fall apart to the pressure of the moment and just collapse. Like definitely Cat, right?
Oh, if it's Butler instead, I'll be heartbroken. I will be heartbroken. It's like Butler, like I believe is like he's a real dude. You know what I mean? Like that guy is like he tells it how it is, and he says he beat him in practice. I believe him because I don't think he'd be bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe this man. So I want to believe it's Butler, and I listen. There's nothing against Towns and Wiggins, and from the DFS greed standpoint, I would like them both to play well in this game to just go nuts. And Butler goes for like 80, and those guys each go for maybe like a 45 and a 60, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I could roll with that, but yeah, I feel confident in Butler because I feel like he'll step it up and do what he wants to do. Cat and Towns, one of the problems that Butler had with them is that they were soft. That's not a good, it's not like what you want in a revenge spot. If these guys really are soft, that's not usually somebody you want to back up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, from a game stack perspective, sure. But Jokic, $100 more than him. He's coming off a monster game. He finally did the dirty to Nurkic. Nurkic owned him for a little while. Ever since they split up, Nurkic kind of owned him. And not last night, though, or the other night, whatever night it was. Jokic was like, who's your daddy? And it was him. It was Jokic. Steven Adams, if you do think that game stays close, like if you're playing PG and Russ and all those guys, you might as well play Adams at 7K on DraftKings, because if that game stays close, I don't see how this man doesn't get 20 and 20, or at least 20 rebounds. 20 rebounds just seem like a pretty good possibility with all the opportunities he should get. After that, yeah, man, I think JaVale McGee is 5'3" on DraftKings. He's worth a look. He hasn't been playing so well, but it is Chicago. So, I mean, Wendell Carter is that should be fun to watch. Problem with McGee is he's always a tournament-only play because you don't know how many minutes he's going to get, and you don't necessarily know anymore how he's going to perform with those minutes. Bobby Portis is playing well, but he's not playing enough. He's playing 17, 19 minutes his last two games, but he put up a 26 and a 22. Give Portis more minutes. Make this happen. And I can go to Portis, but for now, it is kind of a risk. And that is going to do it for the position-by-position breakdown. At this point, I'm going to remind everybody, if you haven't already, check us out at whiteside.com. Get over there, man. Go check it out. Go see what we do. We've just been a crazy ride so far for the NBA season and NHL. We've had NHL winners on the regular, Brew Medic and the Hoff doing the NHL articles, doing the dirty on the daily. The NBA stuff is wild. On a Sunday, we got people winning $11,000 on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Golf, man. Oh, man. The golf dudes, Cash and DFS and Brew Medic, doing a golf package this year. And what a fucking first week. The first day, our boy Tyler, one of our members, did a showdown slate and won a G. You know what I'm saying? The first day. And then,
down too. Won the contest.
Yeah. And then fucking, the contest just ended and forget about it, man. Everybody's posting cash game screenshots, tournament screenshots. We got commas everywhere. Just monster scores in golf. they were just so on, man. What a way to start the golf. But like, I mean, all of our sports, man. Like Wiggy's doing this thing with the MMA stuff. Like I mean, like everybody's just kind of busting their ass and and doing it, man. Like I think like Stevie's had some pretty damn good calls, man. He's been doing his thing and Dan, everybody, man. Like it's just a great time to be a part of it, man. So come be a part of the nation. Come see what it's all about. And like our members are awesome, man. They're in the Slack. They work hard. They're in that Slack all day. I pop in every once in a while, check on what's going on when I have some time. Lately, it's been a little tough. We're trying to prepare for certain things, and we got the projections in the works. So the projections should be ready by the time people listen to this podcast. The new ones that we've gotten, so we can actually use them in a more reliable way. They should be ready. So we've been working on these things behind the scenes. We haven't been in the Slack as often, but like we still pop in there and check it out, say hello.
Prep for baseball.
Prepping for baseball. Prepping for baseball. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, the protections is big, man. I think that's gonna be a really big addition to the product offering.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm looking forward to, seeing them up and early because not all sites update theirs that early. Like,
yeah.
You're gonna have the nation ones potentially early.
Yeah, man, that's the plan. Like it's what you need. It's basic, but it's projections that we're gonna maintain and make sure that they're updated properly with minutes and all that kind of stuff, so that our members can actually keep track. Like the previous method was great. We tried to make it like a little more user friendly, but there was a lot of features I felt like we didn't actually need. Like at the end of the day, when you use a model, you're more concerned as what does he project for, who's going to be the raw points guys, who's going to be the highest point per dollar guys, and you're trying to find the best combination of that anyway. So we'll have the new projections, and they will be updated throughout the day with injury updates for minutes and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're working on things behind the scenes, but like I have paid attention, popping in the chat, and like these guys are great, man. They're breaking down the slates, they sweat together, they do at it once in a while, some of these dudes, but for the most part, man, it's all because like competition, like they're just mad competitive with each other, which is like what you want. Everything's got to be competitive, right? Like why we like Jimmy Butler so much, because he's going to be competitive as hell. It's like but anyway, come check it out. If you want to try just the content before you sign up, we have season passes, we have all sports passes, we have monthly packages. But if you want to try out the just the content for a day, you can get an NBA day pass for $2.50. You'll get access to NBA. You'll get access to all the actual content. Paulie D's cheat sheet, my core article, Cash and DFS's GPP article. I think we got BK writing the cash game article. You get access to all that expert poll, the Y stream, a show we do 2 hours before lock, after we've done our research, after the news has come out. The projections, you'll get access to those too, if you want to try the content. But once you do, I suggest you just sign up for the monthly package or higher, save a little bit of money. Hop in that Slack. The only way to get access to the Slack is to do a monthly membership or higher. But hop in that Slack, get the access, and come see what the nation really is all about, man. It's just a wonderful thing, man. It's just screenshots for days. Just every channel you go to, just screenshots. It's just a beautiful thing, man. Love the nation. We do have a golf sale, but I think it ends. I think today's the last day for that golf sale. So you want to get the golf season pass, those of you out there, you better go check it out. Go to Twitter, Wise_take, at Wise_take on Twitter. Go over there, grab that promo code because it expires today.
Today, like Tuesday?
Yeah,
like Tuesday,
like the 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, like
okay.
It's expiring.
Okay.
Like today's the last day for me. Plays. Let's do some top threes, bro. We can get out of here, man. We gotta get out. Like you gotta get me out of here.
No clue. I do gotta get. You
gotta get me out of here. It's going off. It's going off, man. I'm trying to hold it up. But,
all right.
Top 3 point guards.
Give me Chris Dunn. Give me Justice Winslow if Josh Richardson is definitely out, and give me Trae Young.
Trey Dollar. That's not Trey Dollar. See, you gotta get me out of here. You gotta get me out of here. All right. I'm gonna go with Jamal Murray, Chris Dunn, Fosho, and Dennis Schroeder. Yeah, shooting guards.
Nice. Victor Oladipo, Jimmy Butler, and I'll grab some Jeremy Lin.
I like that. I'm gonna go with Jimmy McBuckets. I'm gonna go with Zach LaVine, and let's go with Andrew Wiggins. Small forwards.
Small forwards. Give me Kyle Kuzma. Give me. Ooh. Yeah, give me TJ Warren and give me right now, if Josh Richardson is out, Mr. Dion Waiters.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Hutchinson on FanDuel as a punt unless we get I don't Waiters is shooting guard, so Waiters on DraftKings if Richardson is out. On FanDuel, Hutchinson as a punt I like, and Kyle Kuzma and TJ Warren would be like the other two that are site neutral. Power forwards.
All right, I'm just checking what Waiters is on FanDuel real quick. I'm just curious. It's 4K.
Yeah, it's a good pump price. It's a good pump price. You know.
Yeah. For this slate it is right now.
Yeah.
All right, power forward. Paul George. I think you could play Russ and Paul George. Actually, I think you want to do like a Schroeder and Russ or Paul George tomorrow. Larry Markkinen and Wendell Carr. No. Larry Markkinen and Paul Millsap.
Oh shit, my bad. Let's go with Larry Markkinen for show. Let's go with FanDuel, Dario Saric, punt play. Bam. Digging it if you need it. We got it. Let's bring it. Let's rock. Sabonis. My boy. Centers.
Towns, Jokic, and Alex Len.
Alex motherfucking Len. Towns, Jokic, and let me see. Who's gonna do the dirty? Who's gonna do the dirty to someone? Let's go with Bobby Portis, man. That's on the table, man. That's on the table. Bobby Portis. You little bitch. That is going to do it for the Wise Take DFS podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, make sure you are notified whenever we go live. If you're watching us on Twitch or Twitter, give us a follow, give us a retweet. If you're watching us on Facebook, give us a like and a share to support the Wise Take Nation. If you're listening to us on Podbean or iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. All these things really help us out, go a long way. Keep the nation going strong and help us do these shows for free for you guys on the regular. Paulie, anything in closing before we get out of here?
No, man. Just check it out. I think this is the beginning of a hot run right now in the nation. Like, whoever started it off yesterday, golf package, like, when things kind of, like, it's all, like,
good vibes. Good vibes.
Yeah. I sense these things. I know.
Good
I know
vibes.
when it's happening. It's happening right now.
Siam. For Paulie D, for myself, the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.